Okay, so back at the IR spectrum looked good. We got our plastic from the inside of the instrument, just under 3,000. We got the carbon dioxide peak. I guess I'm breathing in the room. There's carbon dioxide in the room, and then some water. So, anyways, it's looking good, and I like to delete it right now. Now for unknown 4, got my TMS and my NMR tube, looking good. My line there. Unknown 4 smells really interesting. It smells like very familiar. I don't know exactly the best way to describe it. Let me see. Let me fill this up first, and I'll tell you. A little bit short. This one's not very volatile at all. It has a high boiling point. Put a little bit more to make sure it gets to 4 centimeters. There we go. Put that back. Let's pick a cap. What are we gonna get? What color? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, blue it is. Got a blue cap for unknown 4. Gonna invert it. Mix it up good. Do that a couple times. It should be plenty. And let's get a whiff of unknown 4. Let's see what it smells like. So I think if I just empty the pipette and I bring it and I wave it towards my face, that'll be enough. No, actually that wasn't enough. If I take the vial though, I get a waif off of the vial. Oh yeah, whew, smells strong, like bubble gum. Reminds me of bubble gum. Reminds me of Bengay, that the cream you put on your sore muscles, or icy hot, same kind of thing. Oh, am I giving it away? Here we go. Okay, now over to the IR. I had already cleaned it off with a dry chem wipe, ethanol wet chem wipe, and then a dry chem wipe. Okay, I'm gonna put some of this on there. Unknown 4, oh there it is. Plenty on there. That zinc solenoid crystal is completely coated. Notice I haven't been using the anvil. You don't need to use the anvil for a liquid. That's just for solids. All right, come on over to here. And what do we hit? We hit instrument, scan sample. Default values, 4 scans. Okay, and then we wait, see what we get. Ooh, there it is. Okay, overwrite. Interesting one, huh? I'm gonna pinch it. I'm gonna push down here, push down here. When I do that, there's kind of a delay, and then all of a sudden, boop, it's on screen just like I want. Oh, I have 2 text boxes still up. Huh? Whoops. I'll delete that one. Or delete that one. This one, I just gotta lower it a bit, huh? This is now unknown 4. Okay, let's label some signals. I'll bring on the vertical cursor. There it is. It's over here. Bring it over and label this one. What is this one at? Oh, 31. Interesting. It's about 3,200. Then I got something here. Oh, a little under 3,000. Alkane. And yeah, it looks like a little something over, about right at 3,000 there, huh? Let's see if we can get a little bit to the side. I think maybe, I don't know. Yeah, a little over 3,000. Yeah, it looks like sp2 and sp3 carbon hydrogens. What about this guy? Is that in the carbonyl region? Yeah, it's just barely in there. I think that's in the carbonyl region, about 1,700. It's probably resonating with something. If you have resonance with something, you can have that happen. There we go. Some other random, a lot of signals in here, huh? And so I'll label a couple more, and we'll save this. I'll share it with you guys. Now for unknown number 4. So I'll open up and take out the last unknown. I hit the eject button here. There it is. Grab the spinner off. Get my unknown 4. This blue capped one. And I put the unknown 4 in through the top of the spinner, the thicker part. Bring it over to the depth gauge. push down till it stops. There we go. And I'm gonna put it in the spinner. Let's put it in the tube and see if it'll spin. So I'm gonna press and hold the off. I'll just turn off the button, not press and hold. Just turn it off so you let it drop all the way down in, and then I'll hit it back on and see if it starts spinning. It's not spinning. So you can see the letters on the cap. So let me try it. I'll turn it off and then on. Sometimes that'll work. Nope, looks like I gotta eject this and play with it a little bit. So I'll eject it, adjust the height a bit. Again, maybe that'll do it. Bring it back over. Drop it down in. Start it back up. Alright, it's not spinning well for me right now, so I'm going to clean out the tube. It's been a while since I've done this. So it's this real fancy device here. You just have a thin metal tube, and then you stick a broken off Q-tip in there. So I got a Q-tip. And then I'm going to wet that Q-tip with a little bit of ethanol, and then I will rub this in the tube to get like maybe some dust out of there. And just kind of rub around, and then I also I try to hit there's like a beveled inner, the tube kind of bevels in at the bottom, so I try to get that. Spin it around, try to clean this out good, and then I'll take this thing off, and I'll repeat with the second one, and then I'll do a couple dry ones. This is something I should do maybe, usually just when it seems it needs it, but about once a month. Kind of helps get the dust out of there, and then we also will do a similar thing, or not a similar thing. About every few years, I actually take that metal tube out of here and I ship it to the company in Indianapolis, and they will polish it with this special polishing compound and get it real smooth again for us. It's kind of just part of the maintenance and upkeep. Okay, so I've got that. I think that's good enough with the wet ones. Now I'll do a couple dry Q-tips to dry out that ethanol that might be in there. Okay, now I'll turn on the air. That'll blow it out a little bit. There's residual ethanol in there. I want that to dry. Okay, here we go. Attempt number 2. Put my sample in the spinner. I actually rubbed this thicker part of the spinner too with a little ethanol wet and wipe, and then a dry one to clean that off as well. Okay, I got the right height. Come back over, set it here, keep our fingers crossed, drop it down in. Oh, there it goes. That made the difference, huh? Guess it got a little dusty in there. It's spinning good. It's maybe hard for you to see, but I can tell it is spinning. Yep. Can't see those letters anymore. They're a blur. Good. Now we'll come over to the instrument and run it. Alright, we're still in carbon NMR setting from the last sample, so I'm going to change it back to proton NMR. How do I do that? NU space H1, and then I hit enter. Now it's in the proton NMR setting. ZG, enter, enter, and now it's going to start doing our scan. Okay, there's the FID. It looks really nice. Let me go over to nuts and process it. Okay, I got my last sample's carbon up there. I hit enter a few times, make sure I'm in the base level. I am, and then I type the command A2, and there it is. Ooh, this one's got a lot going on. Looks like in the aromatic region, huh? Yeah, look, like doublets and doublets and stuff. Let's look at this one. TMS looks nice and sharp. I think I really need to shim this one, but you know what, I'm going to do it anyways, just because I like the look of this area. I want to see if I can get this really clean, this aromatic signal area. I'm going to go back to AII PNMR, and I'm going to type the command SHIM shim, hit enter, relaxation delay, 2 seconds. Okay, and we'll let it shim. Okay, the shimming is complete. Let's rescan it. So we type ZG, enter, enter. Scan's complete. There's our FID. It looks good. Bring it to nuts and can enter a couple times to make sure we're in the base level. And then A2. Yeah, this looks great. Let's see, does it look a little sharper? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think there's some more definition. Now zoom in on our TMS. Our TMS is a little bit off, so I'm going to do the minimum peak height thing, find out where it is and fix it. Yep, it looks like it's at negative 0.307. So let's go back to AII and type the command FO frequency offset. Where is my TMS now? My reference negative, got to make sure to have the negative, 0.307. Is that what it said? 7? Yeah, negative 3.7. Okay, and then OK. And then where do I want TMS? I want it at 0. Okay, now I just need to rescan and collect that and move that data back over. So ZG, enter, enter. Wait for this to end, and then I'll bring it in the nuts, see if TMS is closer to 0. Okay, it's done. Let's go to nuts and bring it into nuts again with a A2. Yeah, good. It's here actually. I can zoom in on it, but I can also a little bit off of 0, but it's really close. Let's do M and then hold I'll do there's kind of a lot going on there, but TMS is at negative 0.036, close enough. So I'm gonna hit. I don't want all that value there. I'm gonna I'm gonna click and hold and have my horizontal line higher, and then type M again. So yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm not necessarily wanting every single value for this right now. So I'm gonna go view, take a peek there. So I'll just stick with that. Bring this down a little bit too. There we go. And then I double click to get into zoom. I drag over my main peaks, and then I hit enter to get out of zoom. Now I enter a text box, and O, and then A to add it. I type unknown 4. I'm just writing unknown 4. You're going to put your name and date on it later as if you took it. So that's what that's about. So I hit, and I'm still in the notes, enter notes subject. I want to enter to get out of that. And now I'm going to shim, and we're going to do it a little different because this one's got a lot going on. I'll show you how we'll do it. I'm going to enter shimming by typing, not shim, I'm sorry. I'm going to integrate. I'm going to enter integration by typing ID, and see how it's already cut up the integrals? That's from the last sample I ran. So, but if I hit the letter C, like right now, it'll give me the full line again. And then this first signal over here around 11, it's like an aldehyde. Wait, no, carboxylic acid maybe, or phenol. So I'm gonna two clicks, 1 click. And now this guy, it's a lot going on. I'm gonna zoom in to integrate that. I'll show you how I do it. So I'm in the integration subroutine. I'm temporarily gonna leave it by hitting enter. I'm in the base level. So now I can zoom in on the aromatics here. Right click. So I'm in zoom, but I don't wanna be in zoom anymore. I wanna hit enter to get the base level, and then ID once more to get to the integration. And now I can start integrating around these. So let me try integrating like this guy. 1, 2. Yeah, that's like 0.9. Let me assign this a value of 1. Let's go V1. Okay. Let's say if that's 1, maybe this is 1. Ooh, looking pretty good. And then these guys, if I remember correctly, if I want to integrate, yeah, it's like a 1-to-1 to, well, here, I kind of already know what I want for this. Oh, cut everything. So that's going to be less than 1. Let's see if this is going to be 1. No, so I think I have to do it the way I did it. So I'm pretty sure this is 1 hydrogen signal because I've run this sample before. Oops. I accidentally double clicked too many times, so I have to click too many times. So if I hit the letter L, it'll delete that last one. So if I go 2 clicks here, 1 there, that's another hydrogen. And then this is two hydrogen signals and they overlap. I know it looks like that's a signal, but there's just a lot of coupling going on. So it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 signals in the aromatic region. Now I've already chopped up this area, but I gotta zoom back out. I hit enter to get back to the base level, double click to get into zoom, right click to zoom out, and now I'm gonna drag over my main areas, and hit enter to get out of zoom. I know a lot going on here. And then ID again to get back into integration. So I've already chopped up nice and neat there, so now I can go back and chop up like here. That looks like a 1 hydrogen signal. Yep. And then this guy, let's see what this is. Oh, a 3 hydrogen signal, looks good. I'm gonna shrink this down a little bit too, so that's on screen. Okay, this looks good. Now I'm gonna save this for you guys and share it with you. Now to run the carbon NMR of unknown 4. We're currently in the hydrogen NMR setting, so I have to type NU space C13 and then enter, and we're in the carbon setting. To start the scans, I type ZG, enter, and we wait for our 12 scans to scan. You can see it's doing 1 of 12 scans, 2 scans of 12. So this software calls it scans. I call it pulses. It doesn't really matter, but they mean the same thing. I think of it as you're pulsing all the radio waves and then letting the carbon 13s relax and collecting the FID. You can call it scans if you want to. Okay, our scans are complete. This little dialog box lets us know that. We click OK, and then we go over to nuts. And we're in the integration subroutine from earlier, so I want to hit enter to get out of that. Now to bring over the carbon scans, it's not A2, it's Control F3. And then it asks me, do I want to open the default name file? And that's yes, I do, because that's what I saved it as. And then the line broadening, that's 0.5. And we hit enter. And you can hit enter to get rid of that dialog box. And this looks really good. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 signals. Yeah. And we're seeing all 8 there, and but we're showing these peak labels are overlapping. Let's go turn off those peak labels. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. Cool. So now we'll add a text box. NOA. This is unknown 4. And then I click OK. Move that up here. You're going to be putting your own name there. That's just for me for the moment. And that's it. I'm going to collect this data for you guys. Share it later.